Okay. I don't know if this is gonna tell me that I'm running out of space or anything like that. But I didn't get anything done yesterday. My head started hurting again. My head still hurts today. I've been taking a leave and it's not working. And then I don't know if it's like my body's fighting something. Last night my lymph nodes were like super swollen. Today, let me see. Today they're not anywhere near as bad as yesterday, so I can't really tell if it's like the flu or I'm stressed or what's going on, but I'm definitely not in a good mood. Even though I'm laughing. I'm gonna bring this down. Let's see. Oh. I don't think you're gonna be able to see very well, but I need to like sit down. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to talk about. I kind of want to talk about bad relationships and people who don't give a fuck about you. Don't do it. Man, I am 33. I'll be 34 in January. And I guess something inside of me has always like thought about it, has always thought like, this isn't right? This doesn't feel right. This isn't how I should feel in a relationship, right? But I never really knew. And just like I've said in other videos before, like I have a lot of compassion for my past self because really there was no way for me to know. As much as feeling bad, is a very obvious sign, it wasn't to me. To me it was like, oh, we need to work through things. We need to wait. We need to I don't know, go through these things together. And I still believe that, but I think there are a lot of times where no, you really don't have to do any of that stuff. Especially if you're not getting a positive out of it. Like, I look at my last relationship or current relationship, whatever fuck you want to call it, and I just think, what the heck? What was I thinking? Like, my self-esteem was that bad? Like, I'm dumbfounded. Completely dumbfounded. But again, I have compassion for my past self, right? She really didn't know how to not be a pushover or, stuff like that. Have boundaries. I know I've talked about this before in other videos. The other day, I don't even know what the heck we were watching or what was on the screen that for whatever reason, this person tells me that I have a big nose. And I know that I have a big nose. Like, it's not a big deal, I guess you could say. But it kind of pissed me off because it was uncalled for. It's like, I don't tell you that you have no jawline. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think those things are so weird and inappropriate in a loving relationship. Like, why are you in a relationship with someone if you feel the need to take these like little random jabs at them? I know I should be drawing at the same time that I'm talking. But yeah, and it's just the last 5 years with this person, that's pretty much what it's been. It's been these weird moments of like, what the fuck? Why would you say that? Why would you say shit like that to somebody that you supposedly love, I really hate how I've kind of dug my own grave. And I really want people, like, the reason why I'm talking about this, maybe I am venting, maybe I am stressed, but I really, like, I think about other girls who might be in my position and dealing with somebody who is a piece of shit to them for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you why it was that this person decided to tell me that I had a big nose. And it reminds me of other relationships that I've been in where, yeah, pretty much the same was happening. I had one boyfriend one time, totally uncalled for. We were not talking about anything near this, you know, type of stuff. And he just goes on and tells me that his best friend thinks that he should not be with me because there's nothing special about my appearance. And it was out of nowhere. Like, I literally, we were not talking about anything that had to do with that. And then I remember another time he had told me that I was not photogenic. And again, it was totally uncalled for. And it's definitely, like, I know now, you know, that these guys were probably, including this one, sensing something fucking awesome in me, and they didn't want it to, like, be a thing, right? They didn't want it to be, they didn't want me to know that I'm awesome. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way, but, you know, yesterday, finally, my grades came in for university, and my GPA, what was it? 3.93 or something like that. And since I've started university, I've pretty much maintained 3.8 and up. I have not gone below that. And I think, God damn, like, I really am capable of some things, right? Like, maybe right now nobody likes my art, but at some point, people did. And I remember, even though I was, you know, too average looking for my ex-boyfriend, or my nose was big for the current person that I'm with, there was times when people were asking me to model for them, like, and it just doesn't make sense. Ugh, I want to start crying. I wasn't gonna cry. But that's just so ridiculous. No, and I can't imagine. I'm so glad that I don't have daughters with any of these stupid asses. I never had kids with any of these idiots. Because I think about all of the women that have to put up with this type of behavior, and it's just so, it's unfair. You know, it'd be one thing if I told him that he had no chin. You know what I mean? And he doesn't, but I don't say that. Like, he has to have a beard, otherwise he looks like a fucking girl. Maybe one day when I get the fuck out of here, I'll be able to say that to him. But it's like, why? Why would you treat somebody that you chose to be in a relationship with like that? I don't know, but I hope that if there's any girl that's listening to this at any point in time, get the fuck away from that person. Because that shit's weird, and it's not gonna get better. They're gonna put you in a fucking hole, and that's where they're gonna keep you. Like, just get the fuck away from people who think, even if it's a girl, right? Like, whether it's a girl, whether it's a boy, whether it's somebody you're in a relationship with, a friendship, a family member, get the hell away from them. Life is so short. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna be 34 in January. It pisses me off that I spent the majority of my life dealing with people like this. even, you know, and this is definitely very learned. Like, this is definitely something that I grew up with, and I just thought was normal, right? People being assholes to you, making you feel less than, trying to find these little ways to like get at you or whatever. I remember one time my mom told me that my ass was getting big. And it's like, okay, you know, there's kind of like joking around, and there's like, you can tell, basically is what I'm trying to say. You can tell when somebody's playing with you, or they're kind of doing it in like in a playful manner, and they actually like that about you, versus somebody who's doing it to knock you down. You can tell, you can feel it, right? If you don't feel right about it, it's because it was not right, plain and simple. So yeah, if you are anybody, a male, a female, if you're in a relationship with a male or female, or if you have a friend or if you have a family member who takes little jabs at you, oh my God, get away from them. Get away from them as fast as you can. I know, like, people say you shouldn't do that, right? You should give people time. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Life is so short. I can't even focus on drawing. I'm so, like, mad. And I think maybe this is part of, like, why I'm getting sick, or why I have this headache, is just I can't even express myself, because I feel like there's going to be some sort of, you know, repercussion to that. And I hate that. I hate that I'm in a relationship. I'm not even going to say that I'm in a relationship with this person, because technically I'm not. That's a different story. But, yeah. Man, I hope one day I get the fuck out of here, and that's the first thing I'm going to say. I'm going to say, don't ever shave your fucking beard, because you look like a girl. You don't have a fucking jaw. That's what I'm going to say. I'm probably not going to do that, but because I'll forget, and I just want to get the fuck out of here. But yeah, this is your reminder. This is, if you know what I'm talking about, if you're resonating, get out. I am 34. I'm 34. I'm so tired. Like, I just don't think that this is life. You know, I know that a lot of people, I mean, just look at the way that the shape that the world is in, right? All the wars, all the people getting killed, and we're just watching this shit on the news, like weird psychopaths getting weird, you know, kicks out of it or whatever. It's just, I really do believe that the way that we are, and the things that happen to us, a lot of that is, it's because of our base, right? It's how we grew up. It's how we were raised. Everybody's always saying, oh, the first 5 years are so important. I don't know what I was gonna say with that, but yeah. I hope that if you're in this sort of situation, or if you've been through similar, or if, I don't know, I hope that you get out. I hope that you get out of these types of thoughts and stuff, because it's not living. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that I haven't done in life, and I've always wanted to do. You know, like, I've always wanted to travel. I've always wanted, like, a really nice friend group that I could play board games with, or I've always wanted people that I could talk about books with, and cook with, and do really, like, healthy stuff. But I didn't grow up that way. I literally did not grow up in an environment that had any of that going on. It was all drama. It was all, this person did this person did that, this person said this, right? It was just, ugh. There's just a bunch of shitty people. It's so hard to like retrain yourself, you know? And it's even harder to do that when you're so dependent on somebody. And the thing that sucks, which I kind of feel like people are starting to realize it, or maybe the younger generation, I don't know. There was a moment where, you know how they were talking about soft quitting and stuff like that, and how it used to be that we would always, work our asses off, and then it came to a point where people were realizing that no, actually, that's not what a lot of companies give a fuck about, right? Like, they don't really give a shit about you. Anyway, it's interesting to see how the older generations just like wanted to suffer. And they want us to suffer as well. And obviously this isn't the case for everybody. I'm speaking in a very general way, because I know that there are people out there that have parents that are very mindful and that have helped them in life. You see it, you know? But I think the majority of us, honestly, on this planet, I think we did not have that. And I think that's why the world is in the shape that it has been in for so long. Because people just keep kind of repeating the same bullshit and all of this. And it's hard. It's so hard to get up and go and make a difference, especially when you've been through so much. Like, I don't want to manifest these things that I'm talking about, but I think it really is the truth that part of my difficulty in engaging in life, right? Like, not being able to hold a job, getting really stressed out and frustrated and all this stuff, not having a close-knit, friend group and stuff like that, not having a good relationship. I think it's because I didn't grow up, witnessing anything like that. So now I feel like I'm a baby. I made a post earlier just asking like a question. I'm not going to say what it was or what group I posted in, but I posted it anonymously. And people were asking like, oh, you sound young. Or they were saying, you sound young. How old are you? And I just thought it was funny because it's like, it does. It feels like there's a lot of stuff that I never learned, and even though I'm 34, it's like I'm barely learning it. Like I'm such a loser. No, I'm not a loser. Like, I don't look at myself like that, but I do look at myself as somebody who's barely learning. Like this drawing, for example, man, I should have done this shit in my 20s. You know what I mean? But I spent my 20s just struggling and dealing with so much bullshit. Like, I really don't, I can't say that I enjoyed my 20s. I really feel like most of my 20s was just suffering and struggling and trying to find ways to get out of that, right? And I still didn't find it. Or or I would have moments, clues maybe, of how to do it, and it really wasn't until I, like, was my late 20s, when I was like 28, that I barely really started to kind of get away from certain people, get away from certain situations. And even then, I'm still not there yet, right? I haven't dropped this situation, for example, which I think is so important. I think it's really hindering my progress. Like, I think this headache really is, or me getting sick really does have a lot to do with the situation that I'm in. But like my last job, for example, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it because I was just so stressed all the time. My stomach was like bloated all the time. And there were times where I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would just start crying because I knew that I had to go to work. And, you know, I know it makes me sound like I'm a little bitch or something, but I was just so stressed and my body could not handle it. And I'm still dealing with a lot of that. And so I'm telling you right now, whoever's listening to this, the faster you get away from people who treat you like shit or make you feel like shit, right? You don't even have to have proof that they make you feel like shit. Just get away from them. Get away from them and stay away from them. I can't even focus on this fucking drawing. And it's so simple. Like, these drawings they're not difficult, you know what I mean? They're not things that require a lot of, how can I say it? Like, they're intuitive and stuff, and I do feel like I wait a little bit to get to certain points, but like I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, girl, you should have been way ahead of this, but you've been laying around all fucking day for the last 2-3 days. It's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. So yeah, I spent 22 minutes. Hopefully somebody doesn't take this as just me venting, because it really is like, I feel like I want to scream at every single girl or man or whoever, every single human being that finds themselves in a similar situation to this. I just want to scream at them and be like, get out! Get out! You're so much more better than this. You're so smart. And even if some people think you're average, there are other people that think you're beautiful. I mean, like, it's crazy to think negatively about yourself because of somebody else. Like, that's bullshit. But that stuff, it like seeps into your bones and your fucking veins. It's just in your muscles. It's everywhere, and it's hard to get it out. There's going to be a point where it's going to be really hard to get it out, and you don't want to get to that point because it's really hard. It's really hard to come back from that. So just get out, whatever age you are. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s or if you're in your 60s or 70s. Get the heck out of there. I remember my mom in her 60s. I don't know how old my mom is now, but not that long ago. She was in her 60s, and she was dating this guy, and she would tell me certain things, and I was just shell-shocked, right? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this woman is in her 60s and dealing with this. I hated that guy. I couldn't stand him. Such bad vibes all around. So yeah, just the sooner you can deal with that stuff and get rid of people like that, the better. Just do it. And be kind to yourself in the process, right? With whatever decision you make. whether it's one that's in your favor or not. Just be kind to yourself. I feel like I'm talking to myself at this point, but I know that there are other women out there that, again, not just women, I know men go through it too. I'm just relating to it as a woman, but I know that there are other humans out there that deal with this stuff, and it's really hard. It's, you know, it's something that people, it's kind of like people know that it's there, but they still don't talk about it. You know what I mean? It's still very like, there's still a lot of victim blaming and stuff like that, and so it's scary to talk about it. But I'm gonna post this video. I don't give a shit, because somebody is gonna run into it at some point, and they might need it, you know? So, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I really don't even know if I'm gonna continue drawing this. My head still doesn't feel right. It's even like going down to my neck. It's just no good vibes right now. No good vibes. Maybe I will do something to kind of escape for a little bit. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want to get people judging me or anything, but maybe I just really need to relax. So I'm gonna find a way to do that. But I still have 4 minutes. I'm so tired, and I'm like hot, and my head hurts. I don't know what to say, what to do. I'm looking at this drawing and I'm just like, ugh. Where's the next piece? But I have this thing on the piece of wood that I'm drawing on, and the piece of wood is on the bed, and the beds are like the cats are doing parkour off the bed. What? Are you guys playing? Where's Smokey? Smokey! My poor cats. You know, that's another thing too. I'm so glad that I don't have kids, because I see how it affects my animals. You know what I mean? As much as a lot of people don't put very much importance on animals, they know, you know, it affects them. I remember years ago in 2021, the same mother effer that I'm with right now did something so horrible, and I couldn't see my cats, sorry, to my other one, for like a whole week. And when I came back to the house, my cat was sitting at the window. Ugh, it just makes me want to cry. My cat was sitting at the window, and you know, I went to rush to open the door, and I'm opening the screen door, and I opening the front door, and I see her little paw. Like, I'd never seen her stick her paw out in like such desperation. Ugh, I can't imagine having kids and having my children see things like that. Oh, I can't imagine it. And I feel for mothers who have to deal with stuff like this, right? Or fathers, whoever is taking care of the kids, grandparents. It's so hard to see an animal go through something like that. I can't imagine seeing your own kids. So, yeah. Get away from jerks. Because even though they also have their trauma and their, you know, their things that they've dealt with in life, nobody deserves to be treated like shit. Nobody deserves that. And having trauma and all that, it's not an excuse to treat people like that. So get away from them. Get away from piece of shit motherfuckers. So, sorry, this was kind of a negative vibe throughout the video, but I'm gonna upload it, and I hope that one day somebody who really needs to hear it hears it and, you know, kind of starts them in that direction, a better direction. Yeah, and thank you, I guess, to whoever whoever watches this and doesn't absolutely hate me or or bully me. I hope you have a great day, great night, and if not, I hope you have a better one tomorrow.